Hi everyone, welcome back to Just Say English. I'm Ramo, and I want to start by saying how proud I am of you for showing up today. Every time you press play on this podcast, you're taking another step toward confidence, and that matters. I know it's not always easy. Maybe you've had moments where you felt stuck or nervous about speaking, or even frustrated when you couldn't find the right words. I've been there too. But here's the thing, every little bit of practice adds up. And today, we're going to add more. We'll go through two everyday conversations that you'll definitely use in real life. First, asking about an apartment for rent, then, buying tickets. Both of these will sharpen your listening skills, give you practical vocabulary, and help you feel more natural when speaking. And remember, you can always shadow along with me. Just repeat after the speakers when I read the dialogues. It might feel awkward at first, but it works. It's one of the fastest ways to build fluency. All right, let's begin with our first conversation, apartment inquiry. David. Hello, this is David speaking. Caller. Hi, David. I'm calling about the apartment you advertised online. Is it still available? David. Yes, it is. Are you interested in scheduling a viewing? Caller. Definitely. But first, could you tell me a bit more about the place? The listing didn't have all the details I was hoping for. David. Of course. What would you like to know? Caller. Well, let's start with the basics. How many bedrooms does it have? And what's the total square footage? David, is a two-bedroom apartment about 850 square feet. The master bedroom is quite spacious, and the second room could work as a home office or a guest room. Caller, that sounds promising. What about the kitchen? Is it fully equipped? David, yes, absolutely. It comes with all major appliances, refrigerator, dishwasher, microwave, and a gas stove. There's also plenty of cabinet space and a breakfast bar. Caller, excellent. I love to cook, so that's important to me. What about parking? Do you have a designated spot? David, yes. Each apartment comes with one covered parking space in the garage. If you have a second vehicle, street parking is usually available, though it's not guaranteed. Caller, I only have one car, so that works perfectly. What about laundry facilities? David, there's a washer and dryer hookup in the apartment, but the machines aren't included. However, there's also a shared laundry room on the ground floor. Caller, I'd probably bring my own washer and dryer. Speaking of utilities, what's included in the rent? David, water and garbage are included. You'd be responsible for electricity, gas, internet, and cable. Caller, that's pretty standard. What's the neighborhood like? Is it safe for someone walking alone at night? David, it's a very safe area. Lots of families live here, and there's good street lighting. Plus, we're just 2 blocks from the main shopping district, so there's usually foot traffic in the evenings. Caller, that's reassuring. Are pets allowed? I have a small dog. David, we do allow pets, but there's a pet deposit of 300 and an additional 25 monthly pet fee. What kind of dog do you have? Caller, he's a beagle mix, about 30 pounds, very well behaved and house trained. David, that should be fine. We just ask that all pets be registered with the office and kept on a leash in common areas. Caller. Absolutely. No problem there. What about lease terms? Are you looking for a year-long commitment? David. Typically, yes. We prefer a 12-month lease, but we might consider a shorter term depending on the circumstances. The monthly rate would be slightly higher for anything less than a year. Caller. I'm definitely looking for something long term, so a year works for me. What's the rent and when would it be available? David. The monthly rent is 1,350. First month, last month, and a security deposit equal to 1 month's rent are due at signing. The apartment could be available as early as next week. Caller, that timeline is perfect. I'm very interested. When could we set up a viewing? David, how about tomorrow afternoon? I'm free anytime after 2 p.m. Caller, tomorrow at 3 would be ideal. David, perfect. Let me give you the address and some directions. Actually, before we finish, could you tell me about the application process? Caller, sure. You'll need to fill out an application form, provide proof of income, usually 3 recent pay stubs, a credit check, authorization, and references from previous landlords if you have them. David, I have all of that ready. Is there an application fee? Caller, yes, there's a 50 application fee to cover the credit check and processing, but it's refundable if your application is denied. David, that sounds fair. I'm really looking forward to seeing the place tomorrow. Caller, great. I'll text you the exact address and my contact information. See you at 3. David, perfect. Thank you so much for your time, David. See you tomorrow. Caller, you're welcome. Have a great day. Wow, that was a full conversation, wasn't it? Did you notice how the renter asks specific, organized questions? First, the basics, then details, then conditions. That's exactly how you should structure your conversations. Here's a key tip. Always ask for details instead of general answers. And don't forget to confirm important points like safety, lease terms, and required documents. Asking these early saves you time and helps you sound confident. Also, pay attention to transitional phrases. Expressions like, let's start with the basics, or actually, before we finish, make the conversation flow naturally. All right, now let's move on to the second big topic, buying tickets. You might be thinking, come on, Ramo, buying tickets is easy. But let's be real, it's not always just one ticket, please. Depending on where you are, there are discounts, seat choices, schedules, cancellation policies, and more. Even if you usually buy online, there will be times when you need to talk to a person. Maybe the website's down. Maybe you need to change your booking. Or maybe you just want to ask about options in person. So let's go through a realistic ticket buying situation. Clerk, good morning. How can I help you today? Customer, hi. I need to buy a train ticket to Chicago, please. Clerk, certainly. What day are you planning to travel? Customer, I'd like to leave this Friday, but I'm flexible with the time. What options do you have? Clerk, let me check. On Friday, the earliest train leaves at 7:30 a.m. and the latest departs at 9:45 p.m. Customer, what about something in the afternoon? I prefer not to wake up too early, but I also don't want to arrive too late. Clerk, We have a 2:15 p.m. departure that arrives in Chicago at 6:40 p.m. and a 4:30 p.m. train that arrives at 8:55 p.m. Customer. The 2:15 sounds ideal. How much does that cost? Clerk. That depends on the seat type. Coach is 89. Business class is 149. And first class is 219. Customer. What's the difference between coach and business class? Clerk. Coach is standard seating with basic amenities. Business class offers wider seats, more legroom, complimentary snacks and drinks, and access to the quiet car. Customer. That sounds nice, but I'm trying to stick to a budget. Is there any way to get a discount on the coach fare? Clerk. Are you a student, senior citizen, or military member? We offer discounts for those groups. Customer. I'm a college student. Do you need to see my student ID? Clerk. Yes, please. With a valid student ID, you get 15% off the regular coach fare. Customer. Excellent. So that would be about 76, right? Clerk. Actually, it comes to 75.65. Would you like to purchase that ticket? Customer. Wait, before I decide, can I ask about the return trip? Do you offer round trip discounts? Clerk. Good question. If you buy a round trip today, you save 10% on the total fare. When are you planning to return? Customer. I'm not sure yet. Maybe Sunday or Monday. Can I leave the return date open? Clerk. We do offer flexible return tickets, but they're slightly more expensive, 85 each way instead of the discounted price. Customer. That's more than I wanted to spend. What if I just buy the one-way ticket now and purchase the return later? Clerk. That works. Just remember, prices might change and you won't get the round trip discount later. Customer. I'll take that risk. Let me just get the one-way ticket for Friday at 2:15 p.m. Clerk. Perfect. That's one coach ticket to Chicago, departing Friday at 2:15 with a student discount. Your total is 75.65. Customer. Great. Do you accept credit cards? Clerk. Yes, we accept all major credit cards, cash or debit cards. Customer, I'll pay with my credit card. Also, do I need to arrive early at the station? Clerk, we recommend arriving at least 30 minutes before departure, especially during busy times. Friday afternoons can get crowded. Customer, good to know. Will I get a physical ticket or a digital one? Clerk, you can choose. I can print a physical ticket now or email you an e-ticket. Customer, the e-ticket sounds more convenient. I'm always worried about losing paper tickets. Clerk, smart choice. I'll need your email address. Customer, it's Jessica Martinez at mail.com. Clerk, perfect. Is that Martinez? Customer, that's correct. Clerk, excellent. Now, let me process your payment. Your card went through successfully. You should receive your e-ticket within a few minutes. Customer, wonderful. One last question. What if I need to change or cancel this ticket? Clerk, Coach tickets can be changed up to 24 hours before departure for a 20 fee plus any fare difference. Cancellations are refunded minus a 25 processing fee. Customer. That's reasonable. What about if the train is delayed or canceled? Clerk. If we're responsible for delays over 30 minutes, we'll rebook you for free or give you a full refund. Customer. That's very reassuring. Thank you so much for your help. Clerk. You're welcome. Have a safe trip and don't forget to check your email for the ticket. Customer. I will. Thanks again. Have a great day. Clerk. You too. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of English. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, the key to improving is practice. Shadow these conversations, repeat them out loud, and adapt them to your own life. Step by step, you'll feel more confident. Don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. What matters is that you keep going. Until next time, I'm Ramo. Keep talking, keep learning, and keep growing. See you in the next episode.